Alrighty, let's do a little thing. You like the jazz,
Yeah.
Right. Welcome to SIC Podcast. We got Scott Speakerman and Dan Speakerman.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's nice to have you, Scotty.
Good to be here, man.
That was fun. We're going to have a good time.
Oh, for sure.
So we talked about it pre-Christmas?
Yeah,
or
we
have
talked
you watched any of the podcasts?
I started it.
I guarantee you fell asleep.
I was showing the wife, and she was listening to Michael and got tired of it and shut it off. So,
Dang, Michael.
Well, he ain't with us no more.
Yeah, we are without Mike right now. This was all kind of I don't remember if it was pre-Christmas, post-Christmas. It was around Christmas. And so it's been cranking up to 2 months now. And we talked about doing a mythological creatures that could or could not exist podcast. And since then, we've watched some videos and movies and yada yada.
Series.
Well, some of us have.
Some of us have.
Scott's just going to go off of what knowledge he's heard and seen over his lifetime.
That's basically what I'm doing. I did half of my stuff was I rewatched stuff to take notes to remember to bring it up.
Right.
You know, that's all I did. But we got shirts, hide and seek champion shirts. Dan's got Sasquatch. I got a mermaid Sasquatch. And we got Loch Ness over here.
Sasquatch.
It's a weird looking mermaid. My brother-in-law Dan made him. And yeah, I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
With your fluffy letters.
With my poofy letters, which are all right.
Still think it's great that I got Nessie over here.
Yeah.
Because I'm swimming in this
You're just
shirt.
swimming in that Nessie shirt.
It works out perfectly.
It did. It's accidentally awesome. But so yeah, we can get going on any one of them or stuff that's not whatever. Because
well, speaking of because you got the mermaid shirt, and just recently I came across them stupid videos that people are, oh, there's a mermaid, and then people can't hold the camera fucking still for shit. But then you can obviously tell that they're not even mermaids for one, for two they're sirens, and the ones in the video,
he doesn't like mermaid.
They're no, they're CGI. You can tell for a fact there's CGI in the video.
Yeah. So Discovery or ID, which is owned by Discovery or whatever, came out with like a spoof series thinking like it would be cool and funny. And so many people thought it was real because it was on Discovery that they like took it off the air, took it offline. There's like episode 1 you can still find on YouTube, like pieces of it. But they did it to be fake. There's guys in a sub and that thing pops its face up and stuff.
Right.
Like they did it, like I think it was an April Fool's thing or something like that. But it was supposed to be like a funny series, and everybody thought it was real. It went viral as shit. And they were like, yeah, it's fake, everyone, obviously. But they did pretty good, especially with the CGI we had then. It was awesome. Because that was years ago.
Yeah, I know. And the video just popped up. I was scrolling through TikTok the other day, and it just happened to come across my feed. And I'm just like, come on.
That algorithm got you because you've been researching shit.
You just got to talk about it. You don't even have to research.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
I don't remember. There was one that just happened recently. We were talking about me. I was like, I want to buy something like running shoes. It was running shoes, I think. And then it didn't even show up on my stuff. It showed up on Becky's phone.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Una just had that this morning.
Yeah.
Just said
like, I don't even know if I was talking to
listening.
her, but I was on like her Wi-Fi with the Alexa in the house.
Right.
So it showed up on her phone, like men's running shoes. And I was like, I am.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so since we started with mermaids, what do you think about mermaids? Are they real?
I think they could be real.
I don't know. Ariel's pretty hot.
Ariel's pretty hot. She's got a thing for them redheads. I feel like they wouldn't be able to talk underwater, so that's a plus.
Well, I don't know.
Pretty much
you never
sounds
know.
the same.
You never know.
Oh,
I mean,
that, and if you wanted a day to yourself, just go on land. Just get the hell out of there.
right?
I'm going to Arizona, damn it.
I dare you to come at me.
Well, I think that the mermaid thing is a lot of it's whatever in the distance on the water, especially if you're in a boat and it's on whatever. It's hard to focus because you're moving different. So it's hard to stay focused, which, by the way, the snipers, when they took that boat over that had to shoot from one boat to another boat for that Captain Phillips type thing.
Right.
Totally off topic.
I was gonna say, where are we going
that-
with
I'm
this?
like,
I
wait
don't
a
know.
minute. This,
Like-
this is a real event, not
Oh, yeah,
mythological.
this is, yeah. But no, that sniper that had to shoot like a half mile, whatever, from one boat to another, and he hit him in the head. Awesome. But yeah, like even to get a camera to focus. And I think a lot of it started with like Christopher Columbus, because
Yep.
like in his journal, he talked about mermaids.
Yeah, and a lot of the pirates did
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say.
Right. But they didn't drink water in the ocean. They were always drunk. They were exhausted from months on the ocean. And so then they see like a floating
And you're
log in the
stuck with
distance.
a bunch of freaking lonely ass guys on a boat.
Yes.
You gotta-
They all got to America and had a side Indian. The good old days. But I
I'll tell
think
you what, I'd love to go down to the Keys to where the pirates used to be.
I'll be there a
take
year
visit down
from
there.
today. I'll be in.
I've always wanted to go down there where like the pirate kingdom was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty awesome.
Like Tortugas. I'm on the
Tortuga,
cruise we're
yeah.
going on. We hit Jamaica, Mexico. We're not going. I like Nassau. Nassau is still a pirate island. Like I don't know if you've been on a cruise or whatever, but
Mhm.
Nassau is a stop. All of
Yeah, Nassau is one of the big ones too for
Yeah,
the pirates.
it was like a hub back in the
Mhm.
day during
Yep.
like the French privateers and stuff. But it's still pirate. Like when you leave, there's like gates and stuff, and everybody's trying to sell you shit and steal your shit. And then when you go to like McDonald's, it's the most like weird thing. But like the whole island is still a bunch of pirates. Like you can tell. And there's areas you can't go, and they tell you not to go and stuff.
It's
then-
just like any major city. There's
True.
an area you don't want to go.
Yeah, and this one's been there longer than America. You know?
True.
And the whole island's a city because it's not a huge place. But like like I said, a year from now I'll be in Tortugas, Castaway Key.
You might see a mermaid.
I may. I don't drink anymore, so chances are less. But
Oh, you might get a hallucinogen accidentally.
true. Accidentally.
Accidentally on
hallucinate.
purpose.
Yeah, it's possible. It's a pirate island, man.
That would never happen.
Never.
Never.
It's never happened.
Never
Never
know.
will.
Never.
Go to a restaurant and they feed you some magic shrooms on the plate.
Okay. I'll pay extra. Or I mean, no. But no, I think a lot of it is just the sea itself, especially if you've been on it for a long time. You can see it. Plus, like manatees at a distance have that instead of a vertical fin, they have the
Yeah,
horizontal
they have the-
fin.
Well, so does a dolphin.
Yeah, that's where they.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where they claim it.
Yeah,
really
dolphins.
actually come from.
Yeah, dugongs are like a manatee. Manatees are like 3,000 pounds.
Or sea cows.
But the dugong is a cousin of theirs that's smaller. And so if you had like a dugong in the right light that had because they play like dolphins with seaweed balls and
Right.
shit. So like if they had one of those in their mouth, it might look like hair. And if you're drunk and you're exhausted,
Right.
because I always think of a
Maybe a
pirate. I
little
don't think,
heat exhaustion or
yeah, you're drinking salt water because you're just dumb. And, like I think it might be real though. I think because we have no idea what's in the ocean.
Oh, there's so much stuff out there that.
Oh, there's tons of stuff that's still not even explored or even seen yet. Like it's just
I was right. I wrote something. Like another thing, and this I forgot. I'm glad I brought the notebook. Like another thing about the mermaids is like it's so commercialized. So maybe when you see something that could, like, okay, that must be a mermaid. Because it's like it's unexplained. It's like the UFO thing. You see lights in the sky and you don't know what it is. Must be aliens. But like the Little
it's a weather
Mermaid
balloon.
has been around since like 18
Forever.
something. You know,
Forever.
I think I
I
wrote
think it was
down
like 1940 something.
that when the movie came out.
Yeah.
But The Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen was wrote in
Oh, the book.
1836. So I mean that's 200 years damn near. It's like almost 190 years.
Almost 200 years ago.
Look at I wrote mermaid, dolphin jizz. Okay, so we'll come back. We'll circle back to dolphin jizz because I got something. I got something. I was talking to someone. I think I was talking to Becky or somebody at work about we're gonna do a mythological creatures thing. I want to talk about mermaids because when I lived in Florida, people would like you'd be fishing and you'd be like, "What the hell is that?" And somebody would say, "Mermaid," like,
Oh,
haha, mermaid,
right.
you know. But like it's so commercialized, you know, the Little Mermaid, the Starbucks logo
It's a mermaid.
is a mermaid,
Yeah.
and I didn't when I was typing in mermaid for this, like I wanted to
How
send
many
them.
times have I seen that logo and I never knew that?
Yeah, I'll pop it up on the video, and I think I can get
It's
out
crazy.
of here.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, you
I
look
gotta
it up.
I was gonna say,
now,
we got our
'cause,
phones.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the
I
Starbucks
never know
logo
that?
is a mermaid, and I didn't know that after seeing it thousands of times, and I didn't know it was a mermaid until I was trying to look up
Holy
mermaid
shit.
logo. Yeah,
No joke.
yeah. There's a little tail.
Yeah.
It's a mermaid, and like there's mermaid dolls. Like every girl, you got a little girl, she's
Oh,
got a
yeah.
mermaid doll
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a mermaid
Oh, for
swimsuit.
sure.
Yeah. And like so you think and we live in Michigan. Like we're not near an ocean, and if mermaids are supposed to be in the ocean, I feel like if they breathe water, they would need salt water, but if they're air breathers, you'd see more of them, But like I think so when you see something unexplained, the explanation is it's a mermaid.
Right.
And so that helps. And then there's dugongs, and in Japan they got yaks.
Yep,
which is-
the yak-yaks.
yeah,
It's
which
their
is-
version of the
yeah.
mermaid. Yeah.
And like that's where dugongs are, like the manatee's cousin. And they're smaller. Okay, it's still going. It's because I left. And it wanted to start the preview, but it won't because I'm recording. But so I think like this will lead into the Loch Ness thing too, because
Champ.
yeah, Champ and
Hide and
Nessie.
seek champ.
Yeah.
Champ.
But like there's so much of the ocean we haven't discovered
No.
that, you know, how long like they said that the giant squids are real now because they've
Right.
started catching monster squids that they thought were impossible. And they've been saying that for hundreds and hundreds of years. And it was like, no, it doesn't exist. You can't. And then now it's like,
Yeah, just
But it
like
does,
the whole,
though.
Just like
Yeah.
we were talking yesterday, the whole thing about the Kraken.
Mhm.
And the pirates always said there's the giant squid that would take ships down.
Right. And it's not real. But where did it come from? Like,
right.
again, it could be like the mermaid thing. You know, pirates were drinkers, but some of them didn't drink. Like, we should do a pirate podcast because the mermaid
I'm
research.
gonna go back to playing Black Flag the shit ton. I love that game.
That is a good game.
Being a pirate.
It's so good. I can't stop playing Red Dead.
You're welcome.
I just can't. I haven't played it in years.
He's been playing it nonstop
Oh.
since he came to your
Yeah,
house.
I'm almost beat it again. Like, I think, well, that first day, I left your house, went home, played it for 6 hours without blinking. It's dumb. But, so when I was doing all the research on, like, mermaids, I got into the pirate thing, and a lot of it, pirates are on the water all the time.
all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
And now people still see them, but cameras are better and whatever. I think.
Still out of focus though.
But nobody
I don't
can
know why.
ever hold the camera still.
That too.
Ever.
Well, I mean, I used to say that like our phones are so good and like why can't we get a picture of a UFO? But if you're trying to take a picture of a bird in a tree, like now that I have cameras all the time, I have a nice camera with a hell of a zoom lens on it. But to focus on a bird in a tree is the damnedest thing I've ever tried to do in my life. Or like there was one I had the long camera and an otter was swimming or whatever.
Beaver.
I think it was
Right,
otter.
Something.
It was otter, but like
It was a mermaid.
it wasn't necessarily swimming. It was playing around. It might have been a mermaid. But I was trying to focus on it, and the camera was set to autofocus. And so by the time I realized that it was trying to autofocus on a reflection in the water, which would be another thing about mermaids, especially with older cameras and cell phone cameras that are designed to take pictures of people and like dogs and shit. Like when you're trying to focus in the water, it doesn't want to do it. And if it goes under for a second, that focus, trying to focus there, is now in a mirror. This is weird. But like it's hard to focus on stuff, even with good equipment. And so I get that, and I didn't. I used to always say, like, well, why can't you get a picture of an alien spaceship in the sky? I'm like, fuck it, it's dark.
Hey, it's dark.
dark.
You ever tried taking a picture of the sky in the dark?
Yeah, you have to be zoomed in on exactly what you want. Otherwise, you're focused on nothing because it's dark. And then it tries to catch up. And whatever it is moving. And we'll get back to cameras and Bigfoot.
Dude, yeah, that's another one.
I got 10 minutes on this. But
don't forget the dolphin jizz.
Oh, yeah. So like,
because we got to circle back to that.
Scott's like, shut up, talk dolphin jizz.
It's just circling in his head now. He's just like, wait a minute, I want to know what the fuck the dolphin
He's
jizz
like,
is.
dolphins jizz on the camera focus?
It's that cliffhanger thing. Right? You're just sitting going, really
we should start the podcast, go, okay, so we're going to talk dolphin jizz. And then talk for 4 hours and never bring it up. Everybody be like, wait a minute.
Anybody that watches after you post.
It'll make the comments a lot.
Oh, I bet you it would.
But, so I think, like, yeah, there's a lot we haven't discovered. It's hard to get pictures of stuff, especially you're just sitting there looking, you see something. I miss everything, and I have multiple cameras. When I'm fishing, I mean, we went yesterday, I threw a camera up on a whim. How quick could I have thrown up 3?
Yeah,
right. A lot of times when I'm out there, and then I control it with my phone. I also have my watch, and I have another. It's the actual GoPro remote that I strap on my wrist. So I can run one here, one there, or I can set all 3 on this one. So, like, I have cameras set up that I'm not using, and if something happens, I'll turn it on. Like, it's not, like, and I still struggle when I want to catch something. I never do.
Yeah.
Like I'll have cameras set up, one on me and one right in front of me, and something will happen, and I panic. I can only, and that's like.
So to say, they probably be on.
We're just gonna.
You just gotta turn it.
We're just gonna have to start wearing body cams like the cops.
I do. I want to get those Ray-Ban glasses.
But even the little camera ones.
Yeah, and then it's got a HUD, so it tells you like whatever, and you can talk to them and shit. Because I kind of like the AI thing, like where they're going to implant AI in our head. But I don't want them to know what I think. Like that's I want to have I want to have the cell phone in my head where I can talk. Like I love walking around the house talking to Alexa. Like if that's in my head, then I can be like, hey, Google this, and it downloads some shit into my brain. That'd be cool. But I'm worried about the upload.
Be like Robin Williams when he talked about phones are just going to be a chip in our tooth.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, we're not far from that, really. I mean, I think that there's a lot of technology that's just sitting there that somebody's waiting to put out.
Well, have you seen them? Freaking the bracelets that they got? And
where you
puts
flip
the hologram on your
phone
skin,
on your forearm,
and you can do everything on your phone right there on your skin.
What?
It's
no,
just like
I don't.
You've never seen that?
It's a hologram.
Yeah, you just flip your wrist and your phone pops up.
Well, I need that. Send me a link.
I don't know where you get them.
I don't either. Send me a link.
I've seen them before.
I've seen the videos to buy them and all that stuff, but I've just never.
Yeah. That's one less thing to carry. This thing, the phones are getting heavy.
But then again, I've seen it on the internet. I mean, it's got to be
Must
true.
be true.
It's got to be true.
Yeah, like mermaids.
It's always true.
Just like the mermaids.
So, oceans, whatever. So dolphin jizz. Like it had to have been Becky because I was like, yeah, we're gonna do a podcast. Like right after we talked about it, I was editing and we got to that part. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna do a podcast about mythological creatures that don't exist or do or whatever. And she's like, oh my god, and goes to TikTok and there's this guy talking about they have been implanting dolphin jizz into other animals, and they're getting pregnant, like with dolphin jizz. Or God, it's been 2 months. Maybe it's the other way around.
Just keep it coming.
So,
Scotty.
Maybe like dolphins.
So somebody's trying to do some crossbreeding stuff.
Well, what if
with
that's
dolphin
happening?
jizz.
Because it's taking.
It
I don't
does,
think
it does happen.
I don't think that
Scientists have been taking DNA from
Trying
other
to mix
animals and trying
all
to
the time.
crossbreed animals constantly.
right. This is some dude on TikTok that's saying it. So what behind closed doors and shit has to be farther along or better or whatever.
Because speaking on that shit, I just
you
saw a
think?
video last night that there was a cat that was rubbing up on a dog, and they're like, "Oh, well, the dog doesn't want nothing to do." That's crossbreeding. The dog ain't gonna want to sleep with the cat, or I mean, even if it does, it don't matter. Whatever, nothing's gonna happen because it's two different species. But I was reading through the comments on it. Dumb idiots are, "Oh, that's a fox. Oh no, that's just a different kind of cat." That's like, how stupid are you? It was like a fucking corgi or some shit and a freaking cat.
Right.
I was like,
Well, that's the thing. That's another thing. Misidentification. Like you're watching a video and these people don't even know it's a dog and a cat. So like you take a grainy video of a mermaid or a cougar. That's a big thing in Michigan, especially, and everywhere. But like people are like, look at this cougar
especially
I
in Bay
found.
City, there's tons of bars. See them everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Were we talking about
Like a puma.
Oh,
That's
I
probably
mean,
something
look
now
at the-
too.
look
I'm
at
out of the loop.
well, look at the liger.
Yeah.
The crossbred
That
a lion
exists.
and a tiger.
That's yeah.
yeah,
But-
but at least they're both cats.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
both
it's a
feline
feline
cat.
species. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. But like all these cougars, they're saying like it's a house cat. And they usually are, because then you see they're like, send me another photo of your game camera. And it's like, send me the photo of when you set it up and walked away. And so they'll have this cat on this log, and then there's a guy standing behind it next to a tree that was there, and he's like 3 foot above it. So it was just a cat up close, but it's a depth thing. And I think that could be like another thing is the two-dimensional misconception when we're super designed to see 3D. Like that's how we were. We weren't designed to be looking at a screen or looking at photos. It's not in our DNA to have a flat whole world, you know? So I think the images of stuff throw you off, and that's like the seeing is believing. Like a lot of people are like, I won't believe it until I get smacked in the face by one. And, you know, that's what it's going to take for a lot of people. But, I mean, I guess if you drug in a body, you know, how long before the body either disappears or you disappear or both, if they're trying to hide it. Maybe they really aren't, but who knows? I'd be skeptical if I popped a mermaid off the line and pulled a gun and shot it and brought it in the boat. I don't know where I'd take it.
Yeah. Where could you?
yeah.
take
What the
it?
hell?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you do?
Sure as hell would try to take it somewhere with a lot of publicity,
I
I
mean,
think.
that too, because like,
Probably
Because-
taking it straight down to like TV5 or something.
Right?
Be like,
Everywhere. I
boom,
call
here
everybody
you go.
come to me in a secluded location, call all the people I can trust first, so there's a ton of witnesses.
'cause, I mean, you don't want to call the authorities because
Yeah, what if they're trying to
there's a
hide
real
it?
good chance that
Yeah.
just
I mean,
gets
maybe they're
swept
not,
away.
but what if, you know? But so anyway, they're implanting
You'll be the
dolphin jizz
next
or
Epstein Island.
implanting other jizz into dolphins, and like it's not taken. It's carrying
Oh,
through
yeah.
like a pregnancy or whatever, and then it's dying. But what if there's the one animal that it doesn't? And I don't know if they tried humans and dolphins yet, but
I mean,
I'm
they say
assuming
we're-
that's happened a few
Yeah.
times that we don't know about.
it probably is.
It's one reason I don't want to swim in the ocean with them.
Don't want to get fucked by a dolphin.
Right?
They're
Don't-
pretty aggressive.
Don't go to
They are.
SeaWorld.
Yeah, they're
yeah,
pretty
I heard
aggressive.
they'll drag your ass right to the bottom.
Yeah,
and-
they're just playing, but they don't realize we can't breathe. Yeah, we got a minute of air. They got a lot.
and they just think it's fun.
Oh yeah,
It's just fun to them.
yeah. They're just playing. But I think that's my take on mermaids. Like I kind of believe it. I really do. Oh, the Natural History Museum of Denmark. They had like a whole exhibit on mermaids, bodies, all of it, whatever.
Supposed bodies.
No, it's there. It was a real thing, and then it went crazy on the internet, and they came out and said it was April 1st. Like, it was a joke.
Right.
Like, it was same as the,
We got the jackalope too.
yeah, I think that's real. I've seen it. I've touched it.
Yeah, I've seen several stuffed
You'll
ones.
never
Yeah.
catch me.
It's got to be real.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen
Yeah, I
them.
saw it moving around on TV. So I see them in bars all over this area.
America's Funniest Home
Yeah.
Videos. They had the jackalope as their little thing for
Like
years.
weird anchor, yeah.
And then back when we were kids, Trapper had that one that was hanging on the bar in the wall.
Yep.
On the wall in the bar there.
I thought they had one at Mort's Northern Bar, but it's been a while since I've been there. They have a turkey like this. It's mounted on its axis, and it's just on this little wooden plaque, and it's a turkey. It's like that. It's the coolest thing. I keep telling myself when I get a turkey, I'm going to do that, and then I never do. I feel like it'd be hard, but it won't because it's like bone and skin. You don't just let it dry out, mount it. So just sit there and tape it how you want it, and then put a screw through it. The coolest thing. But, so I guess since we're in the water, we can go towards like
We
Loch
go
Ness
right to
Monster.
the Loch
now.
Ness.
Yeah. What do you think?
Nessie and Champ.
You think it's the same thing?
I think it's the same creature.
Do you,
I think it is.
do you-
Because when I watched...
You know what Champ is?
No.
It's from Lake Champlain here in the U.S. I think it's in Pennsylvania.
yeah, no. I think it's New
It's-
Hampshire or some shit like
whatever,
that.
I don't know.
Somewhere.
Not far from here, and it's the like deepest freshwater lake.
But they
Somewhere.
think they think there's an
here or-
underground tunnel through the ocean that reaches where Loch Ness is seen,
Or it's a portal.
or a portal.
Right.
Yeah, is what in the documentary is that's the
You
shit
saw the
that's-
same one then.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's because sonar doesn't get to the bottom. We don't have deep enough, or
Right.
it's
Yeah,
not.
you can only go so far.
Yeah, or it's not clear enough and it breaks up.
Well,
or
yeah,
whatever.
the center of Champagne's like what 2.5 miles deep or some shit like that.
It's down there. I think it's very similar to Loch Ness, and I also, and I'm not as knowledgeable on Loch Ness. But I don't know why. Probably
I
because
used to back in the day. That was
yeah, the
Same, I
surgeon's
think.
It was a
photos.
huge thing for a long time.
Yeah, like the original photos, the surgeon's photos, whatever that surgeon was
Yeah.
that took the photos, they came out and said that those were an elaborate hoax. But that doesn't mean the whole thing is, and that's one of the things
But that one pic of Champ though, they
Yeah.
said that's real.
undeterminable what it is, but the photo is real. It doesn't
Right.
seem to have been tampered with. So
Right.
yeah, and that's wicked to me because like our technology to review a picture now is pretty dang good. Like you can tell, especially if it was digital, if it's been altered in any way.
Right.
And so that's cool. Because like back in the day they used to take a picture and then take a picture of that picture and you'd never know.
Right.
Right. But now it's got a digital footprint. And if you get the digital copy, you'll know if it's an original copy, if it's been edited, brightened, whatever, exposures change and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But
But that's another one though too though because Loch Ness that's been a few hundred years that there's been
yeah,
sightings.
that's been around for a long time.
yeah, there's like,
I definitely see it as a lot more plausible though. It's one that I've always.
yeah,
It's like it makes sense.
yeah. I
You
think
know?
like for as big as the two lakes are, Ness and Champlain, I never been to the bottom, never
Right.
had any. I think they sent something down to the bottom of Ness, maybe. I don't know if they got it back.
I can't remember.
It's weird to talk about a
I
lake
seem to
like that.
remember that though. That they
Like
sent
something got down there,
were
but they
trying
couldn't
to-
do something with the footage or couldn't get it back or something.
Yeah.
But also they were showing like all the native like cave drawing. I don't know. They're probably not cave drawings, but like
No, there was cave drawings.
yeah, and they showed like these two pillars and then like Ness in the bottom. And if you look at Ness and Lake Champlain, it's the two sheer cliffs that go to the deep spot. And then the rest of it's like a normal
the
lake.
trench.
Yeah, the trench in both. And they always show that with like a hovercraft above the top or what, maybe it's the sun or the moon or whatever. But also maybe that's like a portal to a new dimension.
Could be.
And so maybe it just pops in and then, or it pops over to whatever, because they're kind of on the opposite sides of the world. I wanted to look on a globe.
It's like 3,000 miles, I think, from Champlain to Ness.
Oh, so it's not anywhere near what I said. I was way off.
You gotta think it's, freaking like Vermont, New Hampshire, or wherever the hell Champlain is, and then
Just across
Ness
the
is
Atlantic.
Yeah,
what,
you're just
in
going
like
Scotland
just on
or-
the edge.
It's
Yeah.
in Scotland or Ireland.
And then you
or
got the
whatever.
whole thing and the Pacific. I'm retarded. I'm R-rated.
Yes, you are.
I'll edit
Majorly.
the first one.
Majorly.
Yeah. So since you haven't watched the podcast, you don't know that on TikTok Live we got hate speech.
We got warning for hate speech
Yep.
for saying
the R
the
word,
R word
because we were talking about a stupid.
joke. We were talking
R
about
word.
dad jokes.
Well,
Yeah.
so you
And-
brought up Michael.
Michael's the one that brought up the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
of course he did.
Yeah. And then none of us could remember any. Somebody said one. We were live and somebody said that Willie Nelson died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, what? And it's like, yeah, he was on the road again and got hit by a car. And I thought it was hilarious. And then we started thinking about dad jokes. And I was like, oh, I just said one. And it was R-worded. And it
And
popped
then
up.
all of a sudden there was a warning on
Yeah,
the
and it,
screen
like,
on our
locked us
TikTok
up.
live.
Yeah.
Oh, warning for hate speech. We're like, wait, for what? For saying the R word?
Yeah, you can't
Like
be.
we weren't even like directing it towards anybody, or it was just
Yeah.
saying something was stupid.
I think
Like-
that might have been why it was just a warning. And like, if they would have had to look into it or whatever, they'd been like, no.
I think it's just the algorithm, like the computer.
Yeah, just
the
heard it.
computer
Hold on,
automatically.
warning. We should just go live on TikTok and just say it. Just like the only word we say, like, oh yeah, our word, our word, our word.
We gotta have 1,000 followers to go live.
I know. My
So I'm gonna have to boost up my followers because I'm a few hundred short.
no, I can go live. I can go YouTube live. I can go Facebook live. I could go live on everything. So screw
Well, you do
TikTok.
that, you ain't going Facebook Live for very long.
Yeah. But I would think I'd think YouTube and just link it.
I wasn't able to go live for a post that they deleted 3 years ago. I don't even know what the post was. They don't even let you know.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I keep getting things saying that my business account is up for deletion because of shit I'm saying. And like my business account, like I deleted Facebook because I kept getting put in like Facebook jail. Then I got put in Facebook prison. And then like they were like, no, I couldn't do anything for a year. It was like a whole year. And so I'm like, well, I'm done. I deleted it. I don't know. I went like the year. I started a new one.
Oh, it's
And-
crazy. I've never, with how much dumb stuff I've posted and said on Facebook, I cannot believe I've never been put in Facebook jail.
Dude, mine was
I've
comments.
never been in jail. It just said, all it told me is
I've
I
never,
wasn't
has
able-
been
I
removed.
I've never
wasn't
had a
able to-
warning or
well,
nothing.
And then for X amount of time, not allowed to do lives.
Yeah, you could still
You know,
see it, but you couldn't post and stuff like that for
Yeah.
like 30 days or whatever. But you could still go on Facebook.
no, I
and-
could still post. It was
Oh.
weird. It was because I thought that's what I thought. I went straight to Facebook jail for something I didn't even know what I did.
I've never had that happen. I don't know why. It's weird.
Every
'cause
time
I
I've been in
should-
Facebook
I
jail,
should have
I
been
know
kicked
exactly
off.
what I did.
I should have been kicked off a shit ton.
Well, I mean, it was pretty sad some of the stuff that people say that I see out there and don't get anything. Like
Yep.
myself, like I don't go hardcore like other people, but like Coco, she had like 30 days for commenting on somebody's post that boys are stinky.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
got
I
put in
remember seeing
Facebook
that.
jail for it.
I remember
Virtual
seeing that.
bullying. Yeah.
I'm like, and it wasn't even directed at
Right,
anything. It was
right.
just she just said boys are stinky. I'm like,
Somebody put so Victory Motorcycle. Somebody was like, I did this and whatever, and it was like it was broke or they were trying to mod something, and it was like next step. I've been working, and it was this long post, and somebody put Zig Heil, which is German for victory. Zig Heil, and they got like Facebook banned because they put a German word. It's a word.
yeah.
I don't think they say it there anymore, though. I just think they just say we won.
They don't say much.
I don't think they say
They don't
victory.
say much at all.
Right.
Well, they didn't win.
I
That's
know.
the thing. So.
Yeah, they didn't. They just looked out. Cool
I
place, though.
seem to remember they lost a couple times.
Yeah. That's a shirt we should get.
I like Germany.
Back-to-back World War
too.
champs.
I loved Germany when I was there. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful there.
I definitely want to go there.
Is there a
I mean, it's where half our family's from, so I mean,
yeah, I'm a Mueller speaker
Well,
man.
the town where our family came from ain't there anymore, but that was taken over by
it might be back.
what? No, it ain't.
Oh,
It was taken over by fucking what Dad say, Prussia or whatever.
oh,
and
okay, that makes sense.
then it
Prussia,
was-
yeah,
I think it's part of Russia
got
now.
sucked into something else.
Yeah.
makes sense. WW too.
But yeah, the town that our family came from isn't Germany anymore.
So, I wonder if Germany has, because we don't get like the whole world's like history and like Facebook stuff. Like when you
We don't
look up,
care.
like UFO sightings, you see all these ones from Nevada and Michigan and Washington.
Oh no,
and shit
they're
like
all
that.
over the world.
Yeah, but you don't see a lot of Russia. You see that
No,
there
right.
are a lot of sightings in Russia, but then they always say, but there's also a lot of vodka in Russia. and
Vodka capital of the
Right.
world.
but then like I wonder like if Germany's got something. Because you don't hear a lot of German news and
You're
stuff
right.
like that.
I don't.
And like
You do see a lot of stuff out of Russia, though.
Yeah.
Russia, out of
yeah.
Mexico.
yeah.
You know, UFOs. Different.
Well, in, like Africa, you don't see shit except Egypt and aliens. You know,
they
that's
don't
it.
even have water. Like, what do you?
Well, I'm not saying that there's going to be a mermaid swimming in the Sahara, but like maybe there's a Bigfoot, like a desert foot.
Yeah, let them swim through the Mediterranean. It's so freaking salty in that.
Yeah. But like, I'd like to go fishing in Germany, but it's a pain in the ass.
I
I
mean,
have some YouTube followers.
You know damn well they ain't gonna be in the Dead Sea because that shit's so salty. You won't even sink.
Well, it's called the Dead Sea for a reason. There ain't
Exactly.
nothing in there.
That's why I'm going fishing. I'm gonna catch some dead shit.
It's all you're gonna catch.
There's some stuff that lives there, but it's like microbes and shit.
No crap.
Yeah, but so I have a like on YouTube. It shows you like your followers. Most of mine are from Texas and Michigan, and then like Dakota's ice fishing places. And then I have this little blip. Oh, I have a chunk in a weird spot in Canada, and then I have a blip of a cluster of followers in Germany. And I was like,
No shit.
I should call them
That's
and go
awesome.
fishing with them. And to the point where I researched it. Like, I'll just call them. I'll fly to Germany. We'll get picked up. Just fish with them. And I have to, like, take classes and shit to be able to fish in Germany. Because they have grayling. They have trout. They have a lot of trout fishing in Germany, which didn't know.
Huh.
Didn't know until I researched it. I'm like, if I have a blip in Germany, right after I posted my trout video, they must trout fish in Germany. So I Googled it, and you can, but like you have to take like a month of class. Maybe not a month, but it seems on paper like you wouldn't be able to do it in a couple days.
Yeah, you can't just show
Like,
up and
Yeah, like you have to do this, take a test, go out with a guide, come back, take a test, then you can get a license, and then you can actually fish. I'm like, that seems
That's
like work,
interesting. Yeah,
and
no
like
kidding.
a lot more than I thought. And I'm like, they must have some badass fish there if they make it that hard for people to go there and fish them. Or they're really limited or
I
something.
was gonna say maybe they just don't
Could be limited.
have the stuff.
They have a
You
ton
know,
of water and rivers. There's rivers everywhere
Yeah.
in Germany.
There's a lot of lakes.
I know, and there's
There's-
rivers connect them out. There's can't be any different than here. If you put a worm on a hook here, you're gonna
Wow.
catch something.
Germany's like a quarter of the size of Michigan.
I know. And so, like, think about what,
Literally,
Yeah,
it's like
but
a quarter of the size of Michigan.
it's not like those rivers and lakes stop right there. So the network must continue. So there's got to be
yeah, it's all coming from
all kinds
somewhere.
of shit in
Because you
there.
you can literally, it's like like Spain, France, Germany, all them combined is
Yeah.
still smaller than Michigan.
Yeah, and there's a train for all that. We should do it. We should do a trip.
Oh,
When we make it with SOC, I'm gonna take everybody and we'll just go for like a month and just film us being dumb Americans trying to fish in Germany.
Let's go to a hostel.
All right, Sandra, I know you probably won't see this, but we're coming to your house.
Let's do it. Home base.
I know. Oh yeah, it'd be nice to see Sandra.
Share the link.
Should be able to take us
it'd be nice to
around.
see her. She was cool.
Well, and then I have some connections there, like to go sightseeing
then we could,
and dinner.
then I could finally meet her husband.
I've never even met him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've only heard
But
them
he's
talk
always-
on the phone
yeah.
together all the time. That was
Of course,
it,
he was
when we were
already
helping her
in
move.
Germany.
Yeah, he was
when
already
we went
over
to
there.
the house. So
Does Germany have a Bigfoot? What is
Ooh,
Bigfoot in Germany?
I actually believe they do.
They have them everywhere.
I mean, they get there's Yetis in Russia and Asia, and you got in Alaska it's the Yeti too, but then you got Bigfoot all through
any of the
Canada
northern
and the
territories
U.S.
like that.
The swamp monster is
Swamp
like
monster
a
in
Yeti.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Then you got what's the one that they talk about in Tennessee there? Just watched it.
Use your phone because we're gonna really muck this up. Because if we're getting into Bigfoot, I think we got. Because you probably know the most about like Bigfoot than mermaids and Loch Ness. The thing with Loch Ness is it's in this lake, and then if you throw in Champ in Lake Champ, it's just these two lakes. So there's not much to it. Like, is it? I think it could be there. Like,
Yeah, because you've only heard of a few sightings ever.
But does it need to surface? Like, maybe it only surfaces when something subterranean happens. It's something that I thought of. Like,
Or it's not.
sharks don't have to surface.
or it's nocturnal. It
Right.
just comes out.
Surfaces once at
comes
night.
up, goes back down.
Yeah. Or once every year. What if it's so different that once a year it has to go up? What if it has an underground cave? Like, it goes down and there's an air bubble. Or it doesn't need air, Sharks don't need air.
Well, they do, but it's
Well, they need oxygen.
in the water.
Not air.
Yeah, oxygen.
They don't need to surface all the time.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
They
sharks even
surface
need to
occasionally.
surface?
They surface
They
occasionally.
just do to eat.
I
They
think-
don't need to. They
Yeah,
have gills.
I don't. Yeah, they don't have to. They're not like
Yeah, they have
whales
gills.
and dolphins, and of course they're mammals. They're not fish. But
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Are you on YouTube? Just use Google.
No. I'm on my Amazon Prime because
he's trying to buy
I
shit.
literally just watched.
What was the question that we wanted him to look up?
I was
Oh, does
looking-
Germany have a
Oh,
Bigfoot?
Germany. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk?
He's
about,
on fucking Prime.
No, I was looking up what.
Ooh, I wonder if I could buy a German Bigfoot.
I was looking up the.
Go to Temu.
No, I was looking up the show I was watching about.
German Bigfoot? What the fuck?
No, the freaking. The Tennessee Wild Man or whatever.
Oh,
their
yep, he
their
did.
version of the Bigfoot.
Yeah, is it the Tennessee Wild Man?
Probably. That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna bring my tablet so I could set it up here and we could like.
Oh, and look what you didn't bring.
I didn't even bring the lures I made for you guys. I made these guys for being on this podcast. I made them each a lure with their name on it. Yours is pretty cool. I can show you a picture, but you can't touch it
It's not as cool.
yet. It's not. But so I was like, oh, I gotta get on and print
It doesn't.
your name. And I was like, no, I don't. I have my name. I'll just cut a T off of it. Was it?
Well, they have the
Walpertinger.
Walpertinger, which is
That's a
different-
jackalope.
That's a rabbit with wings.
Oh, that's got to be
not
real.
antlers.
You got the Krampus that came out of Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, Krampus, yeah,
That's the one.
but
What? So what do we think about Bigfoot? Dan, somebody walks up to you and says, do you believe in Bigfoot and why or why not?
I believe there's something there. There's been so much footage and stories and so many sightings all over the world of the same kind of creature. And then watching all the documentaries and everything and watching the cross of if it's combined with aliens. And
Yeah,
all
that's
that stuff.
interesting.
Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like when I watched that and I was just like how they think Bigfoot is an alien and that's the only reason nobody's found one, like actually caught one.
Because like
'Cause
he's
it
here and then he's
disappears.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like we were saying with the portal for Nessie.
I have that in the
Like
notes.
maybe that's one of the things is he goes through a portal, gone. And like that's why nobody's been able to find it or see it. Or I mean, well, see it. They see it, or so they say. But I think it's real. I think it's plausible.
Real or fake?
I think it's plausible easily. The only thing that gets it for me is all the people that are out there screwing it up with all the hoaxes. You know, like I don't know if you remember ever seeing the picture of the one they tried. Oh yeah, here's a perfect picture, and he's got a damn wristwatch on. Like,
oh, I haven't seen that one.
You never seen that?
No.
Like I guess Bigfoot's just got to keep his time, or
It's just kicking.
I don't know. Maybe he's just tracking his steps. I don't know.
Right.
You know, I mean,
maybe he's an alien and they have watches.
Yeah.
You know, shit. Maybe whatever, or it's a hoax. You know, and that's the thing. Is like, I think hoax. Like, I don't understand the archetype of someone's mind. Like when they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna waste this gift, this talent, whatever, and I'm gonna put a fake Bigfoot video out." Like, do something that helps people. Like,
right.
do anything else. Edit somebody's like graduation video or something rather than doing that shit. You know,
Right.
Like, granted, I sit and edit videos of nothing, but yeah, people enjoy watching fishing videos and maybe they learn something. And I watched it
Are you gonna waste the next 50 years of your life because somebody threw out some stupid video?
Right.
And now you're like, nope, I've seen the video.
Well, they got
I gotta find it.
They got
you know?
stuff at actual institutions, at colleges and stuff. They have a department for going and looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well, and then all these shows, this is their job. There's people. I think I'm mixing it up with Loch Ness and the documentaries. I jammed so many in the last 2 months. But there's like a group of guys. They're retired. They're educated. They're smart.
They had a TV show on it.
Yeah, there are numerous TV shows
yeah,
where they just
the finding,
You know, just like the
Bigfoot
ghost
and-
hunters and whatever. You know, they had like
Yeah.
Bigfoot hunters or whatever the heck it was called. Can't remember.
finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, finding Bigfoot
and hunting for Bigfoot. And then remember when Les Stroud, who was Survivor Man, like super, he was like Special Forces or something like that. I'm probably screwing that up.
before
but-
Bear Grylls.
Yeah, he was like the real Bear Grylls. Not that I think Bear Grylls is like a super talented survivor. His show was just.
It was fake.
Well, he's
It's a
saying
TV
I'm out here in the wilderness.
Well, he was showing how to survive.
Yeah, I don't
It's a
think.
TV show. He's
Yeah.
not showing
Right.
you him surviving.
Where
He's
like
showing
Les
you-
Stroud with Survivor
Yeah.
Man was him and a camera, but like Bear Grylls like I'm out here stranded in the wilderness and the fucking camera's moving because somebody's
camera
holding
guy's
it.
right there.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you're not
the
by
whole
yourself.
crew.
You just
the whole
lied.
crew's right there.
You had to say something, didn't you? Timu.
It's not listening at all.
Right. But like, so Les Stroud, and I listened to, he had a podcast and somebody, might have been his, I know he's got a podcast because I listened to it, but somebody might have interviewed him and they're like, so this whole series you did on Bigfoot. And he's like, I think it might be, and this guy, of anyone in the world, he is somebody that I'd be like, he's not misidentifying this as a bear. He's not. He's been in the wild more than
Pretty much anybody.
Most people.
anybody that's known. You know, there's probably, hermits and whatever. But, like, this guy's been out there. And he, if I'm not mistaken, was like, I had an experience. I could not explain it. I wanted answers. And he went out and started like going into the woods with these people who had like seen it and whatever.
Right.
And some of the times when he was out there, weird shit happened. And I'm in the woods a ton. Like I love being outdoors. I've been around bears enough I don't think I'd misidentify it as a bear. Because that's what people say. It's probably a bear that sees you. And bears, when they're confused in the woods, they stand up to get a better, field of vision.
Yeah, and they can
I've seen a
stand
lot
up
of
8,
bears
9, 10
standing
foot
up,
tall.
and you can never confuse. Like,
I
don't know.
know. Maybe if it was like,
Maybe if you're on a pirate ship for months.
Yeah,
it's a
if you're
possibility or
drinking
something.
rum
and drinking.
on a pirate ship, and then you're in the woods, and so you got those sea legs, and it's foggy because you're close to the ocean, and a dim light, you know, and that's where I'm at. I don't think I could misconstrue it for a bear, but some city hate speech. Some city folk.
City That's not hate speech. That's,
Not yet.
Well, we'll find
it
out.
hasn't been
We'll
going
find
yet.
out.
And the thing is, I upload this Anchor, which goes to Spotify, and I heard they don't, you know.
none of them care.
Yeah, they don't care. It's just ticky tacky. And
You seen the shit on TikTok? I can't believe that would even.
Yeah,
I know.
That blows my mind.
It's dumb.
I know. Maybe it's because it was live, so it couldn't have been channeled properly. Because when you just click the live button, it takes you to random live, which is kind of neat. I've done it a couple times now. Because I'd never used TikTok until Mike went TikTok live. And then I'm like, I should get my SOC, because I have an SOC TikTok. I had like 2 followers. One was me, and the other one was somebody else. I don't remember.
I'm one.
Yeah, and then Dan was one right away, and now I got like 60. But I've never posted
I got like
anything.
400 and some right now. I need to get it posted. So
If
I need to get more followers so we can.
If I just reached out and was like, hey, go to the SOC Outdoors TikTok and give us a follow. There you go.
You know how many followers I gained, Michael? when he was first trying to get going, every
he's got
video
quite a few.
that had me in
Yeah,
it.
but he has
had all the
literally
likes.
nothing. He literally has nothing interesting. Like,
I like his shit. He's got SOC Live on there. Except
yeah.
the problem with like the TikTok Live is that after we were done, it's gone. If you don't catch it live,
'cause-
you can't come back and watch it.
right?
Or like
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
if
the
you
only
go
thing that
live
sucks
on
about it.
YouTube, you can go back into my playlist that plays lives and watch the
And
old
actually
live.
watch them.
Same with Facebook Live. You can go back
and
to
the
your old
Spotify
lives.
and everything. We can always go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, and then when I edited, I had a little music. I cut the crap out. Like if there's a part where if we gotta get up and go to the bathroom or something, just cut it out. But anyway, back to it. I think that Bigfoot's more plausible than the rest. Maybe it's because like the other 2 are in water, and that seems so foreign to me. And like, the way I tell people about it, like, so you're looking for this smarter than ape creature. Like, let's call it the missing link. Like, we'll start out as
Right.
it's the missing link. It's the link between apes and us. If I'm hiding in the fucking woods and I don't want nobody to see me, good luck. Like, and I'm no expert, but I've had plenty of people playing. I shot my dad in the ass from media away playing paintball, and I was just wearing like military fatigues. Like I was just sitting there, and I was still, and I didn't want to be seen, and he walked right past me in daylight. Like if I was out there trying not to be seen, I don't think you'd find me for a while.
I got a ghillie suit.
Right. And that, I mean, that
you
would
ain't
help.
finding me.
And like if you see like cougars, when you see them, they don't blink, they don't move, they don't nothing, and they don't even blend in that.
Yeah, they're not even blending in, but because they're sitting so still,
Yeah.
you don't even notice them.
Yep. And then like that's like if Bigfoot didn't want to be seen, if it's the missing link and it's not paranormal and it's not nothing and it's just this ultra smart, lived its whole life and all of its generations before have lived their whole
Hundreds of
lives
years.
outdoors,
Hundreds
it's
of
gonna
years of
be
sightings.
fucking hard to see him. And then they say
It's conservative. He just wants to be left alone.
wants to be left the fuck alone in peace and freedom. I got another shirt I'm making, and I'm gonna SOC it out and sell it. And it's
Rated R.
I might have to throw that
We
in.
got to have the rated
I'll
R.
put
shirts.
so it's a Bigfoot shooting a compound bow, and maybe I'll put him in a shirt that says "I'm so R-rated" or something. But I think the other so if it's out there, then one of the arguments to that is okay, it's a being that lives here, it lives its whole life. Why aren't there any bones? Why aren't there any mountain lion bones? It's because they go off into a fucking hole and die. And when you find them, you're going to find a bunch. And another thing is they find stuff, oh, this is Bigfoot hair. And they say, it's contaminated with human DNA every fucking time.
Yeah.
What if, because it's the missing link, it has human DNA?
Between.
That's I've seen that on shows. I mean, we just went back and watched a bunch. I saw that on one of them, and I was like, duh. Like, duh, it's contaminated with human DNA. It's half human. or whatever, you know? It's this DNA strand that we've never seen. It's not contaminated, maybe, or maybe it is. I don't know. But so what if that? And yeah, you don't see bones, but you don't see wolf bones either. They never find, I mean, they do. There's a lot more wolves and cougars than possibly there are Bigfoot. Or maybe they live for a long fucking time and they bury
Could
them.
be.
What if, like,
Well, if you don't even know where he is, how would you even know to find bones?
right?
Right.
There's so many
that's
areas.
the thing.
Yeah.
Where
You
the hell are
know?
you gonna look for the bones? Like,
Right. And what if they live for hundreds of
It's
years?
like that whale died.
Right.
Go find it in the ocean.
What if they cremate each other? What if that's what forest fires are? You know, the unexplained forest fires?
true.
What if they
See, there
just
it is.
have, here's all
They're
the
just
dead,
like, we're done.
yeah, here's all the
Cremation.
dead ones from the last year. Here's a forest fire, or, you know, whatever. What if they cremate each other? What if they eviscerate the bones? What if they feed them to fucking Nessie?
Especially if they are related to aliens. Like,
Well, if they're related to
they could
aliens,
just
maybe
be-
they just suck them up.
Yeah.
You know,
take them
back and put them on Bigfootopia or whatever,
Bigfootopia.
whatever the planet is. But like, that's my thing. Like, if you
They live
didn't,
on Krypton.
if the three of us didn't want to be found, and we like seriously didn't want to be found, you go somewhere remote, stay different. We'd be vigilant enough to, okay, there's noise coming, hide. I die. If we don't want to be found, you guys don't just leave my fucking body there.
No.
You get rid of the evidence,
Right.
you know? And so what if that's what they do? And these little clans, and they're better than humans, so they manage their population so that they don't expand too much. Like, it's feasible that they're just a very, very smart animal. To me, I think that's feasible. It's getting less likely because we're getting, you know, satellite images, drones going places we can't go. But like, there's some of the videos are
Can't
scams.
look everywhere all the time. So
Yep,
That part.
that's exactly
You
it.
know.
Or when you want to see something and you got a GoPro instead of a zoom camera, so you can't zoom, and so you try to zoom it in post and it pixelates, or you whatever. And there's the argument that it is a supernatural, powerful being, and like, there's people that have said I tried to shoot it and I couldn't. Like, I could not pull the trigger. I tried to take a picture of it and my camera.
Well, yeah,
broke.
there was the whole thing with they were saying it was like telepathic and all that stuff.
Right.
Like it could
yeah, I
control
do
you.
remember hearing that. Yeah.
Which, is that possible?
Maybe.
Sure.
Sure. Why not?
Sure, that's possible to me. There's you know, so I put missing link, then I put alien. We're kind of getting to alien. And so, like, if it is alien, you know, I got something I want to talk about at the end. But, like, so alien, like Loch Ness and Champ, what if it goes into a portal? So you think you see it, and then it goes off into a portal. Because you see a lot of, like, the images and drawings and cave drawings and stuff. You see them with fireflies.
Right.
And I brought that up to you, like, what is this connection with fireflies? And there's not a lot of videos specifically on that. But you see pictures of Bigfoot with fireflies, and maybe it's because it's that dim night and fireflies are out and whatever. And that's when a lot of sightings happen. But I think Bigfoot's probably nocturnal. I think that's the most likely time to happen because we're still awake.
Well,
They're just
especially with
waking up.
Well,
type
especially with
thing.
a lot of the filming and stuff, they're always hearing all the sounds and everything in the middle of the night. Like,
Yeah.
it's never really during the daytime. And like that one episode on the show when the guy in Oregon or whatever, he fucking has the Scrabble letters that he
Oh,
puts on the rock next to his
and they
garage.
change it.
And they
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
freaking
they move.
spell shit out, supposedly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I forgot about that. It's probably some neighbor kid just fucking with him. That's all I could think of. Like, if I was his neighbor,
And then all of a
oh
sudden there's-
shit.
And then all of a sudden there's presents being left on
Well,
the
that's the
roof
thing.
of the trailer.
That one, there's something to that, and I've done it, and I always forget to go back. But like, I've went out places where weird shit happens, and I always chalked it up to cougar or bear because they're here, they're in Michigan. I know they are. I've seen
yeah.
the tracks. I swear on that trout trip, I didn't put it on the video because that was new to YouTube still, and I didn't want to be that guy. But I swore I heard a cougar. I didn't see it, but all of a sudden, I had just broke off. It was early, like trout opener, you know. I had just broke off, and I'm sitting there, and I just had to fucking meditate because I I don't drink, so I couldn't just numb myself. So I was like, and I'm just sitting there. And then I realized, oh, it's fucking silent. Like the woods were silent. And I'm like,
That's not a good sign.
I'm like,
yeah,
That's not a good sign. If the woods are quiet, there's something bad in the area.
Yeah, and then, and it, it could have been me because I was like, and I sat down. Then I'm like, huh. And I got up and turned around because I was thinking maybe George was, because I was with CFG, and I'm like, maybe he come traipsing up to me, and I didn't hear it because it was like dry leaves and shitty. We were in some thick shit. And then he stopped, and so he made a bunch of racket. So I turned around, and I swear to God, I heard like a low growl, like a, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking die. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go about my business, and I'm gonna keep turning in circles I'm just gonna keep moving until I face it. And I'm like, whatever. And I had a pistol, so I was fine. But I'm like, whatever. And then I wasn't gonna say shit. I'm like, I'm not telling fucking nobody. And then
today.
We're sitting in the truck, and like George is we're checking each other for ticks because they were real bad. And I'm like,
groping each other.
I'm gonna fucking tell him.
Of course.
I'm like, I'm gonna fucking tell him. I tell him, and he's like, I fucking saw it. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, maybe, but not
Maybe.
like. He's like, I saw.
Maybe.
He's like we said, they stay real still,
Yeah.
And he's like, I sat there and I focused. He's like, I stopped fishing and sat there trying to figure out what this was, and it outweighed me. I'm like, duh. Like, it'll wait till you die.
Yeah, it will. They won't move at all.
And he's like, I wasn't going to tell you. And I was like, I wasn't going to tell you either. And I'm glad I did. Because we were on opposite sides of the river going down, but like he'd hit a hot spot and I'd pass him up. And like, we just spent all day, 21 miles, we just spent all day leapfrogging each other. And we get to the truck and we'd have this conversation. I'm like, this is something that we know is here. So what are this Bigfoot, like all of a sudden you see it. Like he saw it and he sat there trying to wait out what a Bigfoot just sits there and then disappears into a fucking portal because it's got the power to do that. Like that's a thing. And then you see fireflies, like stardust out of a butthole. Like what if that's a thing? Yeah, like just fucking unicorns and Bigfoots and shit. But like, so that's another option, which that's like, I tell people, you want to believe that it's real? Do you believe in aliens? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, here's a feasible one. If you believe in aliens, this thing can jump a portal. It's a fucking alien. It's like maybe the Watcher. If we go all the way down the rabbit hole and put on our tinfoil hat, like we were created by aliens, so and we're like this little experience.
Get to my brain.
Yeah. Like, so we're like, if you go like, the good way to find out how to talk to somebody about Bigfoot is to find out how they feel about aliens,
Oh, right. Most definitely.
And then, so like that one, or what if it's a shapeshifter, like a chameleon?
Right.
Like Predator.
Like a skinwalker.
Yeah, like the Predator. It's a movie and shit, but it's an alien that comes down here to whatever. It goes back when it wants. It goes fucking invisible. Like, right. It goes invisible.
Turns invisible.
So you see it, it stops, and then it sits there and waits out perfectly still. What if it's super rigid and you could walk across it and it won't move? Like, who knows? I think that's possible too. Like we're starting to reach a little farther. But I don't know. People finding these shredded deer
very far.
Oh, dude, we could go. We're gonna have to do parts. Like, come back, get some research, get some good comments in.
Go watch some other documentaries and movies.
Right.
I actually, oh my God, I was, just messing around, finding anything Bigfoot.
There's so much more Bigfoot than anything else.
There was a movie I came across, and I should have just realized from the title it was just fucking gonna be something stupid. It was called Bigfoot's Crazy Weekend or some shit like that. I swear to Christ, this freaking movie is like a softcore porn.
You'd have to have a bunch of gratuitous nudity in that movie, or I'm not watching it.
No, there was literally in the first 5 minutes, there's tits.
Well, you got
like in the first 5 minutes,
are they
you
nice?
Got chicks with their freaking bikini tops off, swimming around, all that shit. And then
are they
like
nice
watching
movies?
Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good show.
Damn good show.
This
Like, it was-
doesn't seem like Bigfoot's
one of
Crazy
the-
Weekend doesn't seem like it's gonna be
It
riveting.
was one of those. It was one of those like B-rated flicks, like shitty acting, but it had some sexy chicks in it.
See?
And they were like naked. They were like naked every 5-10 minutes.
I
Like, it was
guarantee
just-
that
what
movie
draws
gets as
Scotty
many
in.
views.
He's like, I'm not watching it. This is who's in it. Oh,
All right,
all right. I'll give
Put
it a
that out.
chance.
Put that
I'll
out.
give it a chance.
Make me a drink. Turn that shit on. Right. But then, my big thought, and I say this to people all the time, they're like, why can't we get a good picture of it? I'm like, so I have cameras around me a lot. I carry around 5
5 to 6 cameras almost daily.
right. They record in 4 to 5K. Like my one zooms, I can zoom in on a fucking tick's nutsack. Like I can get there
I'm sure you have too.
every fucking chance I get. I zoom in on some stupid shit. I have a folder on my computer, dumb photos, and I just like zoom in on like some of them are pretty cool. But when I open the bait shop, I want to put up really abstract fish video.
Photos.
Like
The
photos of fish, like jumping out of the water and like the water splash and whatever. And sometimes I'll be like zoomed in and I'll get like, I have a picture on my phone of a dolphin's butthole. I Googled that.
What?
I Googled that. Somebody said something on Facebook.
No wonder he got on the whole dolphin jizz.
Yeah, right?
So-
That's
That-
what I'm
this is
like. Wait a
this
minute.
this is part of it. So like while I
So
was
Becky,
research-
so
he's
Becky said
curious.
something about dolphin jizz, and then he's like, "Oh, I got to get a dolphin's butthole on my phone."
all right, wait it out. I'll try to remember.
He's interspecies curious.
I'll try
Probably
to.
is.
Oh yeah. I'm not. This is now online.
He loves
you
it when a
guys-
deer rattles him.
Do you guys know what a baculum is?
A what?
So I take it you don't know.
I've
and for
I've
many,
heard the word before.
you,
but
I've probably heard
Can't
me
say I
say it.
have.
probably.
So I'm gonna share something that is a little weird, and y'all
What's new with
may
you?
not know.
Yeah, because none of the last hour's been weird at all.
It's gonna get weirder. We might have to do an
That's the
episode
only
on
way
this.
I like it.
So a baculum is a small mammal. It doesn't have to be a small mammal, but it is a small mammal dick bone. Some mammals have bones in their dick, including raccoons
Raccoons.
and squirrels. I think
I know people that literally stop on the road when they see raccoons just so they can get that.
I am one of them. I have
All
a,
right, I know another one.
I won't.
Why
like,
though? Like what? What is the?
Here's
Is
my
there
thing.
something?
And I'm ruining something, maybe, if this ever gets a lot of views and they watch an hour and 20 minutes in. I want somebody to be like, teach me how to go hunting. And I'll be like, here, wear this good luck necklace. And it's just squirrel dicks. And
Oh my
so
God.
that's part of it.
I'm never accepting shit from you ever again.
Like I just didn't know if it was something like.
They're
is it-
cool.
Is
They're cool looking, too.
am I
Squirrels
wrong?
are like
Isn't
a
it
little
like,
corkscrew.
Yeah, but isn't like a raccoon's? Isn't it like ivory or something?
They're
There's a
very
reason
weird. They're
people-
very dense bones.
But there's a
and they're cool.
reason that people try to collect them.
They're so weird, and they're cool, and they're fucking really
it can't
dense
just
bones.
be because
you
they're
might
weird.
have to Google that
You get
one.
them people.
You might have to Google that one.
I
to
think
see
there's
why
a lot
people
more
collect
of
them.
those people than you think, because I have so
I'm gonna
many
look
deer
it up.
antlers. A lot of people have this mounted on the wall, and I used them to put in my fish tank. I had so many deer antlers just in my fish tank. I have more mammal dicks than I do trophies. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I
fuck?
did not think this day was gonna go with me looking up raccoon penis.
so Scott's algorithm just
Algorithm
changed.
just changed.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Look
so-
up images.
I'm sorry, Una, because I'm talking about it. This stuff's gonna end up on your phone too. So
Aren't they
Wow.
cool? See, that's the thing is they're cool.
Hold on, I gotta see this.
Like they're neat. You know, that is so that the mate can't get away. It's a fucking
Oh, it's a
hook.
barb. Yeah,
well, like you were talking
I
before,
remember.
But other
it's
ones-
a barb.
stuff like
Yeah,
that,
like
that-
the squirrel one's like a corkscrew, and what it is so squirrel semen or whatever it is in a squirrel. I'm sure it's semen or whatever.
Well, it's the same thing with a pig.
It's
They
like a
got
wax.
corkscrew
Yeah.
penis.
Well, they don't have a baculum though. That's just
No,
their
right,
penis.
right.
But a squirrel's is like a corkscrew, and what it is the squirrel with the biggest baculum will spread its seed because it goes in, pulls out, because squirrel's semen is like a waxy plug. And so a squirrel with a bigger baculum will get into his waxy plug, pull it out, and they fucking eat it. It's like jam-packed with protein. Yeah, whatever. Yep. And then they can put their waxy plug in there. And then as long as another one comes that doesn't have a bigger baculum, the squirrel with the biggest dick breeds and passes on its seed, you know. Where deer fight with their antlers, squirrels just breed with their baculum.
Interesting little thing. Did you know moonshiners use raccoon penises to distill their liquor?
What?
Just found that out.
Now, see? Google's an amazing thing.
Did not know that.
I'm going to get busted for being a moonshiner. I'm sober.
That's
I only
weird.
have one raccoon baculum. I guess I've never really raccoon hunted because I thought it a waste because I don't eat
See,
it.
I never even thought about that though. Like with the bone. I mean, I knew about the bone. I just didn't know it was called. Well, I probably knew it was called the baculum.
That's probably
I
how
just
you
didn't.
rung a bell.
Right.
Yeah, I was always just told.
Well, I drive by dead
dick bone,
raccoons all the
whatever,
time.
yeah.
Literally, I drive by dead
Take
raccoons
one apart,
all
dude.
the time.
Take one apart.
Fuck no.
Try to get a
I'll
fresh
call
one 'cause
you.
they're stinky.
You can do it.
Oh, we'll go hunt them at night. We take the dogs.
I'll call you.
Winnie's good at shit like that. As long as you just let her go, let her tree a raccoon. I think with her the issue would be is she would false tree a lot because she's not super trained to hunt raccoons. She's good at getting squirrels and shit up a tree. The problem with raccoons, it's at night, so you have a problem. She'll be looking at a tree that a raccoon went up 20 fucking minutes ago, and the raccoon's gone. You know. And at night, you sit there with a light, and you got to try to find it, you know.
That's the end of the still. You know where
The little drip.
where the
Where it
liquor
drips
comes
out.
out drip. That's what's on the end.
It
of
wouldn't
that.
be metal. It's sanitary because it's a
That's
super
what's on the
dense,
end of it.
non-porous bone. That makes sense.
What the actual fuck?
That's why they collect them, so they can make moonshine.
Or they're also
I'm calling my
referred to as
buddy-
Alabama toothpicks.
I'm calling my buddy in North Carolina. This is fucking ridiculous.
Alabama toothpicks. I'm fucking hanging it in here. We're getting them.
We're gonna
It's
get a
reusable.
baculum.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
over and over.
it'd be fucking solid.
So
It'd be
so
solid
just so you
already.
know
It'd be
now,
solid.
everybody on the podcast, anybody that watches, we're gonna have a fucking baculum hanging on
One
the wall.
animal has a baculum that looks like a trident.
What?
Look that up. Look up trident baculum.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna let you.
I'll
look
fuck
this
up
one
the
up. I gotta
algorithm
give
on
my
mine,
phone a
fuck it.
break.
Oh, dude, my algorithm's fucked. Looking up, I'd like if there's a revolt where the government comes looking for you based on your you know how they talk about a social credit score?
How do you spell that?
BACULUM, baculum.
Yeah,
U-L-U-M.
I believe
There it
that's
is.
right.
All right, which one?
There's an image of all the different animals with baculum. I gotta print that.
It's rice rats.
Have the little trident?
That's what it says.
Don't they have a bigger one? I don't want a little trident.
I don't want a little.
I want one to set on the fucking table. I want a whale dick.
Oh my god! It just downloaded a file. God damn it! Here we go.
Not only
And
is,
now you're compromised.
yep, not only is his algorithm fucked, his whole life is fucked.
There you go. That's
That one.
That one.
Look at these fucking things. See
that's
how
all
weird
the
they
different
are?
baculums.
Oh my
Show it to the camera.
I'll just put this image up.
Oh, there you go.
I'll just put it up
Just put it on.
when I edit it.
This is what we're doing. Bloop. This is what we're looking at.
Dude, this is a fucking... Oh, it's only 2 pages. I'm reading it. Send me this.
I'll send it to you. I'll send the file.
The baculum. Behavioral architecture of the cortical sheet. I think that has to do with the paper. I don't think that has to do with animal dick. Yeah, they're cool. They're just fucking cool. And I think maybe coyotes have them or something. I don't know. Does that tell you which animal's which?
It does not.
They're so cool.
It might.
What if Bigfoot's got a baculum?
He could. Oh.
So anyway, we were talking about the cameras and shit. Let's get off this animal dick thing.
No, I gotta add one thing.
Send it
He's
to
probably got a
Scotty.
vacuum because I don't know about you, but I'd have a hard time keeping it up if my woman looks that hairy.
There you go. I just sent it to you.
Oh, sweet. But my other thing is, and this is kind of my joke, but like when it gets to the end of a conversation with somebody, and I don't have a ton of Bigfoot conversations, but I have more than most people, I think. Like, I say, and I've said this with you when we were talking to other people about it. Like, they say, well, why can't we get a good picture? I'd go through the camera thing, and I'm like, what if Bigfoot's just blurry?
Oh yeah.
What if
yeah.
he's just walking around blurry? What if? No, he's just fucking blurry. You got a perfect picture. All the trees are in focus, and there's this weird Bigfoot. That's an altered
His
photo.
literal life
But
is
what if
just
that
out of
motherfucker's
focus.
blurry?
He's
Yeah.
just out of focus.
What if he's blurry?
Oh, a walrus. A walrus has a vacuum.
People use those as canes, I think.
I was gonna say those have got to be some pretty.
Look
big.
up the dimensions of them, because I kind of want one. If anybody that listens to this podcast ever, there's a P.O. box in the description. Send me
Send as
fucking...
many animal penises as you can.
Look,
Not
this says,
penises.
look, dogs, cats, bears, seals,
Yeah,
walruses.
bear ones are pretty just normal. It just kind of looks like a bone dick. But the walrus one has a curve that turns to like you put your hand on. People use them. See? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like a cane, like a walking stick. What's it called? It's used for
copulation.
I thought it was called something else, like a whale baculum was called something else. Nope. And that's in a whale, they're in the water, so it goes up and
Well,
holds
you
on.
said, it's the whole.
It just holds
the
on, yeah.
thing.
That's crazy.
And that's the thing, like dogs get stuck and you spray them with a hose. It don't matter until that male dog. I guess the cold water might make him retract it. Like until that dog's ready to let go. There's a
Kick him off,
mechanism
then he's just
to
gonna
this.
Be pissed.
Oh my gosh, my phone's gonna be so messed up for a while. Oh well.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other weird ones? We went from a mythological creatures that may or may
Talking
not
about
exist
penis
podcast
bones.
to mammal baculum. Yep.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what other mythical creatures?
I mean, those
What
are
do
the
you wanna
three
talk
big
about?
ones, and like I
Those
said,
are the three major ones, yeah. But then you got like the chupacabra, and then you
that was
got
running through
the
my mind.
skinwalkers, and you got
I've been seeing a lot of stuff on skinwalkers.
yeah, the
lately. I don't know
reptile
why.
the
people.
Skinwalker Ranch series came out, and I haven't watched. I've turned it
so
on.
dumb.
Is it? And the
So
thing is,
dumb.
I turn it on, and I don't know if I'm just tired or it puts me to sleep or whatever. But it to me is like, sorry, Dad. It's like the Curse of Oak Island. Like, when is
Yeah.
something gonna happen?
drug
they
out.
sit and talk all the time, and nothing happens.
Yeah,
And like Oak
then
Island's
it gets to the end of the series and still
Yeah,
then there's
literally
still
right
nothing.
where we
And
were
then there's
at
still
series
nothing.
1
Yeah.
9 years of my life.
You could
gone.
have watched the first 5 minutes of it and
Watch the
seen-
last episode. That's all you need to watch.
Yeah.
Right, like Oak Island's interesting because it's cool, and they're seeing stuff, and there's a history on paper of the place.
Well, and finding all the different things.
What, the
you know,
piece
with
of wood
with
and the piece of cloth and
Well,
shit?
like finding the stones with the markings on it and all that stuff.
My dad watches it a lot, and I can't do it. Like, hey, when they find something, I'll watch that clip. I'll watch that clip online or whatever. But it's
It's
just
like,
so
look at-
drawn
look
out.
at-
And I feel like Skinwalker
Well, look at
Ranch
the
is like
look at the
that.
train cars that they found in Lake Michigan that were from the Confederates, full of gold.
I only caught some of that because I had to send a text real quick. What? Something about Confederate gold?
No,
That's a podcast.
There was a couple train cars that were full of gold from the Confederacy that were sunk into the bottom of Lake Michigan.
Can we go
And
get it?
They
How
went,
dark?
yeah, they found them.
Well, the show was looking for him.
Oh, yeah, and it's right up by the island up there
What?
where those guys, the Oak Island guys, are from. They did it, right? Didn't
I
those?
think it was the same guy.
I think
Yeah, I
it
think
might
it
have been
was
the
the
same
same
guys,
guys.
Yeah,
but
and
I'm pretty
they-
positive they found
They
them.
went
that's
all-
how his mind just made that connection. I think you subconsciously connected the dots just there.
Well, I watch all that stuff.
Me
and
too. I liked it.
It's just That's why I said it's fucking boring to watch it because I mean it's cool some of the stuff that they find and whatnot, but it's just so drug out and
Like the whole train car thing, it's just number one, love history and the
Yeah.
Civil War.
I mean
but,
it was a legit thing.
the whole story behind it and everything and
Yeah,
going
they
through
could
and-
make that. I think the world, and don't get me wrong, I like some of this stuff because it gives you something to do. I'm watching Hangar 1 or the Hangar 1 files right now, and it's long, but each episode's different. They talk about a different thing, and then the next one's a different file. And a lot of these things, they want to drag everything into a 7-part series or whatever, rather than just making it a 1.5-hour documentary. You know, and like
Right.
that, the train cars of gold probably could have been an hour-long documentary. Like, hey, this is how they got here. This guy had them,
Oh,
whatever.
easily.
There's 10 minutes, commercial break. Give me the next, you know. And like they just tried to stretch everything into a
And then
big
in the
long
end-
series.
Yeah, but then the
We
thing
didn't
is
find
that
anything.
Yeah,
and
then in the end
but
we
then-
couldn't get there.
But then all the shit, and they drag all this stuff out, but then they don't get renewed for another season, or they don't, they don't find the shit, or they don't, it's just, it's stupid. It's just a waste.
Yeah.
It's just entertainment.
Fake it.
They're making tons of money.
Just
off it,
and
so
that's
it
the
don't
thing,
matter.
like so this is something that I try to do with YouTube. Like me and Dan went fishing last night. Me and Becky went in the morning. I had hours of footage. I think I'm putting out a 12-minute video.
Yeah, it's like a 12-minute video.
Because I
from
just
all
hit the
footage from
highlights. It
yesterday and
wasn't
this
nothing
morning.
great. I didn't have a big storyline. I didn't cook, whatever. We just went fishing. It's just a video. If you're flipping through and you follow SOC, just here's an update. This is what we're doing. We're back to spring fishing. Blah, blah, blah. It's not going to be some big viral video. Nothing happened. I caught a double walleye. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It literally, he
I had
put the
a perch rig
camera on,
down. Yeah.
put the camera on, and he's just like, hey, the SIC podcast is,
That's
we're
SOC
out
Outdoors.
here. Whatever.
He gets him fucking confused. He got the SIC podcast right for the wrong
It's pretty
thing.
sad. This is the first day I've heard of either of them, and I already got them straight.
So he starts,
This is who we're dealing with. He is your brother.
he starts doing the intro, and then he introduces me.
You're like,
like,
Dan's
to
over.
be determined.
throws
Don't look alike.
casts the line out, introduces me to the camera, and then boom, has a bite.
Yeah,
Double
it's
walleye.
2 walleye on a perch rig.
No shit.
Pretty wicked.
That's awesome.
Nothing. They were small, but it was still cool.
Yeah, they weren't
you know?
keepers, but it just happened that fast.
Yeah, I had caught that white bass, which I thought we had on camera.
No, we didn't have the camera set up.
No, and I kind of fucked up. I'm out of the groove with recording SOC. I was doing good for a while, like a week. And then it's been months since I've done any fishing videos. We went ice fishing. I didn't even take the cameras.
Yeah,
and
we
this
just
time,
said screw it.
yeah,
Because there's literally 10 minutes of action the whole 7 hours we were
ice
out
fishing's tough unless I'm gonna be cooking. And we could do this, and we could sit in the ice shanty with these mics hanging off the ceiling and do a podcast while we're fishing, and that would be interesting. I think, even if we just use those lapels.
do it. Hell yeah.
Ice fishing's fun, dude. Even if you don't fish. Dan sat there. You didn't fish at all.
No, I did. I caught a walleye.
Oh yeah, you caught a keeper. No, but like
The
It's not
10
really-
the 10 minutes of fish that we had. Like, we had literally
Was
10
you-
minutes. We pulled in 3 walleye within 10 minutes, and that was it for the whole 7 hours we were out there.
yeah, we went super early. I knew I was like, we're getting out here early, but whatever. We're in the shanty. It's warm, It was nice. We were listening to comedians and shit. And that was the thing. If we were just sitting there with a camera on, you can't have the radio playing, whatever, because licensing. So
Oh, yeah.
anything in the background. I didn't know that. I thought it was like if you had it linked into your file, but if you're walking by somebody whose car radio's on, you should be fine. Nope. You get dinged. And I mean, what it is, you don't get dinged. You can make that video, but if you're ever going to monetize it, and I'm like, I don't want to run the risk. I'm catching the walleye of a lifetime, or something crazy happens. I'm catching this fish and Sasquatch jumps out of a UFO onto a mermaid in front of me. I don't want the video to get not monetized because I'm playing George Strait in the background.
There's a thing called editing.
I know, but
Well, it's
you'd have to edit
you
the
also,
sound out.
You also post
It's
that
possible.
you own no rights to the music.
well,
I
you
was going to
wouldn't-
say, I learned that on YouTube.
That's all
when
you got to do.
Well, you can't.
playing.
And still, they won't monetize it. Even though you do that, it won't be monetized. And I mean, like, so Garth Brooks is super strict. But George Strait, you can play it. He might monetize it. It would go before it got monetized. It would go and get reviewed by whoever licenses it. And they might be like, oh, it's just background music. It'd be fine. But say it's Bigfoot jumping out of a UFO onto a mermaid, they're going to take some fucking money out of it, you know? Like, it don't matter. And so I'm just like, I try to avoid as much of that as I can. Not that I'm ever going to make a bunch of money doing it, whatever. But if it ever got monetized and could help buy me a couple cameras, that's what I want. You know, I want it to run itself. You know, maybe pay for 1 or 2 trips a year and we take a big one. Go for 2 weeks to Alaska, you know, go to Greenland or something, or go to make that German trip. I'd like for the channel to pay for that, you know, at some point. It's not going to for a long time, but that's the goal, to have it monetize itself. I don't need a paycheck from it. I'll stay working, open a bait shop, you know. But if I ever get video of Bigfoot jumping off, that's a new thing. Bigfoot jumping off a UFO to kill a mermaid. I want it on camera, and I want that clean. I don't want to edit it, because then they'll say, oh, it's an edited photo.
Oh, he's got to be riding Nessie to kill the mermaid.
Yes. The reason he's doing it is to save Nessie's life.
With a trident.
With the
With the
trident
fucking trident macula. Yes. New shirt.
New shirt.
Writing it down. We got Bigfoot.
Riding Nessie.
Bigfoot jumping out of a
UFO on Nessie's back to kill a mermaid with a baculum.
That's so cool.
Look at that. You don't even need me to keep designing stuff. We just talk about it.
Well, I needed somebody to make the shit.
Well, that too. We got to have the shirt maker and shit. Do you have all that?
Kind of.
Got people.
I need to find somebody. I think I got a guy, but I want to do leather patch hat. Trucker style, but low fit, like those, you know, but the trucker style, and have a leather patch SOC. And then I also wanted to do leather patches on the side, like bass, walleye, perch, whatever, different patches like right here.
Yeah, depending on what fish you want.
Yeah,
you
and just
can
have
choose
different
what
ones
one,
and do them like black with khaki and a black patch, or a brown patch with brown, and just make a few different ones. The problem is I don't buy a volume of hats that I get such a good deal. Like when I got the SOC hats that I wear, I bought 25 of them, and they were still like $14 a piece.
I need one.
So yeah, you do for sure. I'll get you one. I'll get you one too. I'll give them to you with the lures. But so that's still $15 a hat, and to me they're a $20 hat. So by the time you buy it and I ship it to you, I broke even, or have you pay shipping. Nobody does that shit no more. If I put something free shipping, I sell it. If I charge shipping, say I made it.
Yeah, you can literally put it into the price.
Just
jack the price
just
up.
sell them in the shop.
But I don't like,
That's all
you know.
We
And
just
that's the
sell them
thing.
in the shop.
When I have the shop, I'll be able to sell. Because when I do the shows, when I did the shows this fall, I sold a couple hoodies, couple hats, couple things. Because my logo is pretty cool. I mean, I had a good idea, and then Becky drew it, and CC digitized it, and it turned out fucking awesome.
Right.
And it's a cool little logo, and it's everything that the channel's about, you know. Cooking, hunting, fishing, you know, outdoors.
And now we got to throw Bigfoot on it.
I got to write trident baculum. I'll be like, what did it kill it with? I think I'll have to, like, put words in pointing to the trident saying, like, mammal dick. So that people are like, huh? They'll be like, trident mammal dick, and it'll teach the world about baculum. We're going to put I'm going to sell baculum jewelry online.
I wouldn't put it past you.
Squirrel dick. I want like a fucking bead.
You know what? And I never
Indian
even.
tongues.
You know what's funny is I never even thought of it either, because when I went up to Drummond Island last year and did
Why
a bunch
are
of
you
squirrel
talking
hunting.
Drummond Island after we're talking about mammal
No,
dick
because I was
jewelry?
doing squirrel hunting.
He was
yeah.
doing
And
squirrels
I didn't
up there.
even think anything about the baculum, like when
Well,
we
why
freaking
would you?
cut up all the squirrels.
I killed how many squirrels? You cut it?
I know.
Throw it out.
See, I know of them. It never crosses my mind when I see one dead on the side of the road.
I don't fuck around with roadkill, dude. Like when I kill them and they're still
You
fresh
just
and
said you
warm and you
pick 'em
skin them,
up.
though, sometimes you just pull
What
out.
if you just smoked one? I mean,
Well, if you just hit it, I
smoked one on
guess.
the road, I mean,
Well, and that's the thing. At that point, everything's wasted. But if you could make something out of the baculum,
that's what I'm saying.
like it's not as wasted. And that
I know people that literally just pick them up on the side of the road.
Just to get
Right.
the baculum.
That's it. They literally get out, cut it out, whatever
Yeah.
you got to do, and
it's
then
neat. You can
drive
make
on your way.
you can make little stuff out of it. I mean, I don't know. It's neat.
I
It's
don't know, riding in the car. You
Yep,
know, you
yeah.
got something in your tooth.
It'll be your new
You
Alabama
just-
toothpick.
Squirrel ones wouldn't be a good toothpick, but something in Michigan's got to be the Michigan toothpick.
Raccoon.
A raccoon. We got tons of them.
I don't know. What's a raccoon baculum look like? Is it a toothpicky? It's
It's a
the little
trash
curve,
panda.
right?
That's the Alabama toothpick.
It's the Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Raccoon.
But I don't know. It's the Alabama toothpick though. Can't be stealing shit.
Yeah, we can.
Maybe they're hung different up here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe it shits off a little bit of a Kogel shape. Serve the curve, motherfucker. But yeah, I don't know. I think to me, and I'm not native. I'm not whatever. I don't have any native in my family, but something I guess it was instilled into me by my dad. And we weren't huge hunters growing up. We hunted like everybody else in Michigan, but it wasn't like we go trapping in the spring, we turkey hunt, we this. I do now, but like I didn't grow up like that. But we never wasted shit. I mean, my dad never taught me how to save a squirrel dick, but as I developed, and like I wouldn't have known what it was, because you don't fuck around with your animal's dick. You cut it out, like with your deer. You cut it out, you cut everything, and just out it comes. You leave it there in a pile. The coyotes take care of it, So like with a squirrel,
He taught you the important shit. You're the one that's
Yeah.
gonna figure out the
yeah,
weird shit.
exactly. And like with my kids, I'll teach them the important shit, and then they figure out the weird shit.
No, you'll
Google,
teach
bro.
them the weird
Google.
shit. What
I
are you
learned
talking
about it.
about?
I learned about it on some hunting show.
Dad, what's that necklace?
Just wear it
Well,
to your
here's
mom's.
the thing.
Just wear it to your mom's. Put it under her pillow. But no, I mean it's just like it's not wasteful. It's a cool thing. They're neat, and so why waste it? Why just throw it in a pile? I don't know. And like I haven't identified what it is, and it's because it's so different. And I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it, or it got left at the house. I had some shed antlers, and so just some random different ones. And I had either a possum or a raccoon, some kind of a rodent or something like that. Skull.
Marsupial.
Skull there.
Yeah, it was a skull, and it had all the teeth still in it. And then I found like the rest of the body, and it was on Crow Island, and it was down in the swamps on some like rabbit trail, coyote. Probably got it. There's a lot of coyotes there. But I like I find a turkey skull, I keep that shit, and like the thing died, it gave back everything. There isn't a scrap of meat left, and I just keep the bone and put it like on something,
Well, having random skulls and stuff, I guess that's
It's neat. And
Now, if all you do is go out and look
Collect
for
dick
yeah, I
bones.
don't have a pile of dicks. I have other shit too. Like I had a rib cage.
having one.
Yeah,
That's
I had a
cool,
rib cage that was like weirdly still intact, and it just sat perfect. Like from the back to the front, it sat perfect. And so I set it down and I put some shit in it. It kind of looked like in the Lion King, like the
when the bird was in
elephant
jail.
graveyard type thing, and they had that little slide they went down. I was like, I put some shit in there. And like Becky collects fucking rocks. Like, how many people collect rocks? The rocks or whatever. See, like. So
I don't
that's
know why.
cool, and it's a rock, and it's made over millions of years, and that's kind of neat, and I get it. But like, this animal had a life, and if you believe it had a soul, or whatever, like, okay, so it's got a little reverence, it lives on, type thing. We'll end it now, kind of. That'll lead us right into it. It was awesome doing this one. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time, actually,
no shit.
and like,
I've been telling you.
I was like,
go.
man, it doesn't have anything to do with the SOC business and shit. And I'm like, yeah, it does. Every one of these things is outdoors. You have to be outdoors to see them. You're not going to see it in this room, So I was like, it is outdoors. And outdoor people, like you grew up, you guys are
Yeah.
brothers. You grew up hunting, fishing. You're outside all the time. That's the people that talk about it. some guy walking around Chicago his whole life doesn't give a shit about Bigfoot because he doesn't have a chance. Some dude might look like Bigfoot. Some girl. But they just see Dan like, what the fuck? Bigfoot's real. But so I was like, yeah, we'll do it. And then I started doing research, and we can do more of them and get other people on and add more mics and stuff. And we'll have to do a live one. I'll try it with the thing.
We'll try it on the next one. See how it turns out.
Yeah, there's got to be two things. I got to get this out to the camera, and then boom, and we can go live.
Yeah,
and then record also.
We just got to have the cord.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching the SIC podcast. The video we were talking about, I can link in. Get down, watch all the YouTube videos. Go back, watch all our old episodes of the SIC podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, whatever platform you're on. Do what it tells you to do. And check out the links. Check out the website. Hit us up on social media. Leave comments. Leave messages. Send messages. Send baculum. And
we'll just lots of so people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll display the baculum. I'll try to remember how it is I learned about it, but I learned about it a while back. It's just a show or something. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being on, fellas. Oh, yeah. Sorry I didn't bring your gifts, but I got them.
It's all right. We're gonna go get them in a minute.
Somebody's got to take me home anyway. So. But yeah, be sure to. Like and get out, do some adventuring for yourself. I hope you're watching this while you're sitting in your tree stand or something. Because get outside, do some adventuring, do all those things, have some fun, and be sure to leave comments of other topics you'd like us to talk about, Bigfoot things, other mythological creatures that might or might not exist. So as always, be sure to be kind to yourself, and if you can, be kind to someone else.
Yeah.